Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Naomi and this is Conversations with Naomi. Sometimes the difference between life and death isn't about medicine or money. It's about paperwork. It's about where you are and what the system says you deserve. In today's story, I want to share the heartbreaking story of Yetunde, a Nigerian woman who came to Canada seeking safety, but instead found herself fighting for her life in a system that turned its back on her. Yetunde's journey as a refugee in Canada shows both courage and the challenges of navigating a system that doesn't always protect those who need it most. Yetunde, a 54-year-old woman, arrived in Canada in 2016, fleeing a life where safety was never guaranteed. When she arrived in Canada, she was full of hope. Like many refugee claimants, she came to start again, to heal, to live, to rebuild a life in a country she believed valued human dignity. And for a while, things looked okay. She had temporary healthcare coverage through something called the Interim Healthcare Program, or IFH, which provides healthcare for refugee claimants while they wait for provincial coverage. Now, the IFH is Canada's way of helping people who are still waiting for permanent status, people like refugee claimants, people who just arrived. This program covers doctor's visit, hospital care, prescription medications, and lab tests. But here is the thing, that coverage disappears the moment your refugee claim is denied. And that's what happened to Yetunde. To give a little background story, when Yetunde arrived in Canada, she began working as a healthcare aide in a Toronto long-term care home. She was helping some of the most vulnerable people during COVID-19, yet she had her own health struggles. She has diabetes, and IFH coverage allowed her to manage it, at least for a while. But in early 2019, Canada denied her refugee claim. Her IFH coverage was immediately revoked. Suddenly, she was uninsured, unable to see a doctor or afford her medication. She continued to work, paying taxes, caring for others during the pandemic, even as her health deteriorated. By late 2022, her work permit was terminated and she was ordered to report for deportation. Yetunde went underground to survive, like many refugees whose claims are denied and have fear of deportation, living off the grid, couch surfing, and taking cleaning jobs just to buy food. Her diabetes worsened. In January 2023, her feet became infected and swollen. She went to the hospital but could not afford the $800 required for her treatment. She begged for help, signed papers promising to pay later, and was sent home with antibiotics prescriptions she couldn't afford. She started to get weaker and weaker. Her condition worsened until one day she collapsed. By this time, she was taken to the hospital. It was too late. 2 days later, she was transferred to another hospital where doctors had no choice but to partially amputate her feet. She spent weeks in rehabs and now faces disability, living in homeless shelter and months without work. A sponsor saved her. Yetunde can now stay in Canada. And Yetunde's story, as heartbreaking as it is, isn't unique. her experience reflects a larger hidden crisis inside Canada's border, one that rarely makes the headlines. Estimates suggest that there are between 20,000 and 500,000 undocumented immigrants living in Canada today. People without legal status, without coverage, and without a safety net. Many of them didn't cross any border illegally. They came here through official channels as international students, temporary foreign workers, or refugee claimants, but later lost their status because of system delays, rejections, or exploitative work conditions. These are the nannies caring for our children, the farm workers picking our food, and the cleaners keeping our office running. They contribute to our communities and our economy, yet they are often denied the most basic human right, access to healthcare. The Interim Federal Healthcare Program, IFHP, is Canada's federal safety net for refugee claimants, is designed to be temporary. Once a claim is denied or removal order is issued, that coverage instantly vanishes. From that moment on, even those who have lived and worked here for years are shut out of care, left to navigate illness and injury alone. Yetunde's struggle is not an isolated tragedy. It is a symptom of a larger system that depends on the labor of people it refuses to protect. It shows systemic gaps that thousands of refugee claimants face, losing healthcare coverage overnight, working in dangerous essential jobs, and living in fear of deportation. Her courage is inspiring. Her story reminds us that behind every policy and statistic is a human life, someone who deserves care, dignity, and hope. If the story touched you, reflect, share, and comment below. Let's hear your voice, your story, and your lessons learned. Together we can shine a light on those realities and create understanding. I want to share Yetunde's story today because behind every immigration statistic is a real person, someone's mother, sister, or friend. Someone who just wants to live. If you ever wondered what it's like to walk through the immigration system in Canada or to lose everything while trying to start over, this is it. And if you know anyone going through this right now, reach out. Sometimes just being there can mean the world. Thank you for watching Conversations with Naomi. Don't forget to subscribe for more stories of resilience, lessons, and life-changing experiences. Real stories, real lessons, real conversations. Stay safe until we meet next time. Bye for now.